government always watching. Yo, Raj got kicked out the call.
Oi, my internet glitching out.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I know this is a very long video, it's an hour, but please can you watch it, because it will get me monetized. Also, thank you Barracuda for coming on today. Enjoy! Welcome to You've Been Caught, a podcast about problems. So, do you want to like formally introduce yourself?
Yeah, me? Okay, I'm Bryan. I'm in a band and stuff. I play some music, and I'm just a massive conspiracy theory head. And this is why I'm here today.
Yes, today we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories. Woo! I'm going to insert one of those like conspiracy like audio clips on here to make it sound really like edgy and crap. Not even joking.
Am I supposed to turn my camera off or?
Yeah, we're not talking about it's not really a podcast.
It's a podcast, not a vlog.
Yes, I know what a podcast is.
It's best to turn your camera off because the government always watching. Ooh.
Through webcams. Our first topic. What are the government watching?
That was actually proved. Not proved. No, actually, it was proved. I remember watching a video in college. It was like it was something like it was originally. The reason why the government like are tapped into your phone is so they can like watch the terrorists and stuff, watch out for terrorists.
True.
But like them watching your screens and watching you through your cameras have never ever stopped any terrorist acts in the world.
True.
And did you know the US government approached Apple and asked them to make a kind of like a backdoor thing into the system so they can like hack it. And Apple turned them down. And the government did it anyway and just hacked into everyone's system, and it's like proved that they're like watching you through your screens and stuff. So, you know, we've been watched since we were little.
Like, this is obviously something that's going in the media a lot now about the whole privacy issues and that. But it's been going on since like the start of social media. Even if you like read the terms and conditions that everyone skips over, it literally says we will sell your information to third parties. And
yeah. It's what Facebook got done for.
Yeah, and also
like Mark Zuckerberg was going around like Karen.
Also, like, what was I going to say again? Even Google as well, like how they can monitor webcams and stuff. They're working on AI and everything for like to take over and everything. So
artificial intelligence.
Yeah. What I was thinking is like, what if Google are like using their phones, Android, like the webcams, to like map people's faces to like see emotions, so they can train the AI to understand emotions and that.
That's weird. That is no. Apparently, there's like they say like by the year 2045, artificial intelligence will be more smarter than us, and they'll be able to think for themselves and run a world by themselves and that lot. And that's why like I think that technology is moving a bit mad still, because you know 2015 I don't want to be fighting not terrorists. I don't want to be fighting Terminators and stuff. You know what I mean?
Bring it on.
It's just the world. The government, I don't know. It's just the government are like a bit weird. Like it's not even conspiracy theory, but like the way they run the country is just wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I had a massive rant about it a few days ago on my Instagram. But it's like people. It was around like why are we paying? Why are we paying athletes and celebrities like hundreds of thousands of pounds, but yet we've still got so many like homeless people on the street, like homeless kids that have nothing to eat, no food, nothing. You know what I mean?
Because celebrities can brainwash people. Exactly,
but it's like, and then we're told that then people on the street are like druggies, but like the only reason they're druggies is because they've got nothing left in life. Like it's just I think what we should do is we should like take the money like we pay tax. Like I don't pay tax because I'm under the age of 20. But like anyone that's over the age of 20 or 18, whatever it is, everyone that pay tax, like our parents and like we're all paying taxes for like what it's meant to be for is for the fire service, the ambulance, the police, all that, like the NHS. It's meant to, and we also pay benefits as well. So like our taxes are put into benefits.
Yeah.
But like I don't like if you're generally disabled, let's say you generally can't work, fair enough, you deserve benefits,
Yeah.
But if you're one of these people that just sit around and do nothing all day and just claim benefits, you know what I mean? It's just a bit, you just need to get in the bin.
That's what I was going to say as well. That was what I was going to say. But I feel
it's exactly. And like, why are the people that are on the streets like not getting benefits if they physically can't live? You know what I mean? Like, I think what we should do is we should, like, as a country, come together and put money towards, like, not even a charity, because there's, like, been loads of stuff about, like,
corrupt themselves, you know.
Like, charities. The whole system's corrupt, honestly, in my opinion.
It's just...
everything's corrupt. But I think what we should do is we should, like, put... Not this is, like, I can't... everyone goes, oh, Brian, if you have a mind on this, why don't you do it? Like, I'm sorry, but I don't have millions of pounds to put into a pot and pay. Yeah. What I think we should all do is I think we should all, like, chip in, or even the government should book up their ideas and start putting the money where it needs to be. You know what I mean? Like, start helping the homeless off the street, start giving them somewhere to go. You know what I mean? Or start putting, like, people slate the NHS. Yeah. I don't think people should slate the NHS. I think they should look at it the real way and look at the government, because they're the ones that are cutting the funds. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I know people that work in the NHS or work for the NHS. Yeah,
same.
You know, they're like some of the most hardworking. They're some of the most hardworking people in the world. Like, having to work shifts from, like, early hours in the morning till late at night and not being able to sleep. Like, they, like, doctors and nurses save people's lives. They go through so much stress and stuff like that, and we stand there and slate them, and it's just a bit wrong, in my opinion.
One of the things I think as well is, like, this obviously isn't really, like, on the whole conspiracy theory level, but then immigration, like, how I've heard people literally, like, slating, like, Polish people, saying, like, oh, they're only coming in to, like, get benefits and that. But from what I've seen, even working at McDonald's, the Polish people who work at McDonald's, they're the most hard-working people I've ever met. Like, they will work harder, and it's just...
Yeah, it's because they come from nothing, like, and it's not... Yeah. I can't remember the quote word by word, but the poorest people give the most amount, if you know what I mean, because, like... But, like, if you take someone that's not had anything in life and is given one opportunity to earn money and work, they're going to work as hard as possible. Yeah. But because us, like, no offense to anyone that's born in England, like, should be proud of that a lot. But, like, us that are, like, born into we're lucky. You know what I mean? We've got all these phones, we've got money, we've got money straight away. Like, so we don't see it as more as a we take it for granted, should I say?
Yeah, hashtag first world problems.
Like, if you to put, it's the first. If we take everything for granted, like, I guarantee, like, I won't be able to live, like, some of the lives these people live. You know what I mean? Like, take me out to a village in Africa where they don't have clean water and clean clothes and food, where they're drinking. I could not do that, because I'm used to drinking clean water, having food every single night on the table, and having a roof over my head. You know what I mean? It's just. You take these people and put them into society today, and they're able to. They will work so hard. It's unreal. But it's like, that's not a conspiracy theory. That's just true. That's just a world problem. That's just a world problem that I think the world's just fucked. Like, we take from the poor and we give it to the rich. Really, and do you know what?
And do you know the greatest, like, catastrophe that shows that message that you said has to be, I don't know if I really want to say this, because I feel like it might trigger a couple of people. And if you do take offense,
one thing you should learn to do as well, like you said, don't want to trigger people. You need to learn to speak your mind. Not everyone's going to agree with what you say. Some people might get offended, but just because they get offended doesn't mean they're right. You know what I mean? And it's like, I've always said I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not. You know what I mean?
True.
Yes, that's very true.
Okay. It's just that's like, I'm slated a lot because, like, I speak my mind and I do what I want, and, like, you both follow me on Instagram, you both probably see it. But, like, I get into so much not trouble, but I don't really care about what other people's think. You know what I mean? I live my life how I want to live my life. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying go out and murder someone because it's your life. I'm just saying, like, there's a difference between free speech and hate speech. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking your mind is a powerful thing. And you need to learn how to use it. But, like, if you go around, like, saying, like, oh, let's take an example that's, like, big in the media, like, oh, all Muslims are terrorists, or all Muslims are bad people. Like, I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, if you take 100 people of each, like, religion or ethnicity or background, and put them all in the same room, I guarantee you at least 3 or 4 people out of them 100 people, or 3 or 4 people out of them 100 people are going to be absolute dickheads. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, obviously. That's everyone.
Obviously idiots. And I think that's what the problem is. Like, we judge our whole entire ethnicity or religion or background base off a few other people. If you know what I mean. And I feel like, and I think this is where my next conspiracy comes into it. I think personally, I think this is looked upon in the media, and it's so big in the media to put a bad name on other people, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So if you take it, like, this is how I see it. Like, what the Americans did, this is what I read upon. They blew up a school of loads of children and loads of people, yeah?
Yeah.
Just to kill, I think it was one person that was part of ISIS, because they found out where he was, and they blew up a school. They dropped a massive bomb or a missile on this school and killed loads of kids, loads of innocent kids that had nothing to do with it, loads of parents, everything, just to kill one person, yeah? And I think what it is what the problem is we're killing people that don't need to be killed. You know what I mean? Like fair enough. The people, if you want to come over and try and kill people, keep war. But I think war's wrong, in my opinion. I think war is not the way to go. But war makes the world go round. There's never been a time where there's not been a war. If you know what I mean, it's always been violence or some sort of big thing going on in the world. And it's like, but I think the problem is it puts such a bad name on other people, and they just don't deserve it. Like.
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain it properly, but it's just annoying because like the big thing at the minute is Muslims, and like it's like but like just because I'm white and I'm a Christian, just because you've got KKK doesn't mean you should judge me as a white male and Christian, because you think the people don't do that anymore because it's not a big thing that's looked upon in the media. It's Muslims at the minute. It's like ISIS, all this like Taliban, and like. Nah, man, just sort your life out. You know what I mean? Start looking into things, and you start realising that, like, Muslims, not all Muslims are terrorists. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel
like most terrorists and stuff like ain't even like it's only looked upon the news or something as a terrorist as if it's a Muslim. Like if you put a white person that goes around and kills loads of people, he's not looked at as a terrorist. He looks at that person as a massive as a homicide. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just.
But then,
I think is wrong. Like.
What I blame for this though. And I've just researched that a bit as well, and I found out that like this is actually kind of scary. It's weird that nobody's talking about this. So if you look at all the news companies and that, like the ones, the mainstream news medias, and I know I sound like really Trump like saying like, oh, mainstream media and that, but if you look at who's funding them, it starts to get very suspicious to the point where people could be funding them to spew fake messages around. And if you think about it, the target audience,
like all these big terrorist groups and that lot. Do you know they're funded? Like there was some news reporter got like miraculously died because she exposed loads of information about the Americans giving weapons and money over to these big terrorist groups. Like she like released loads of footage and stuff like that, and she was murdered a few days later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these big news companies are paid and promoted in some way. You know what I mean? It's all to trick and brainwash everyone. Like it's just we all get brainwashed. Like we can't help it. We've been brainwashed
since birth. We've been brainwashed with the capitalism. We've been brainwashed with capitalistic ideologies from birth, saying that you should go to school, you should go to work, make money, and that will be your only happiness. We're brainwashed by gender roles when we're literally born, being like, if you're a boy, you'll be born and you'd be given a blue towel. If you're a girl, you'll be born and given a great like pink towel, and you'll be put in like a pink cottage in your pink clothing. It's just like literally we are being brainwashed as we speak, even now. Like it's just and that's one thing I thought as well. Like this is really trippy in that. This might be going into unseen territories, and my mic literally might die by saying this. So if this is cut out, the government is hacking us. Okay. If this doesn't get uploaded and we get shot dead, the government are hacking us, okay? But, like, do you know when you hear a voice in your head and, like, you think of something? Like,
yo, Raj got kicked out the call.
What?
Yo. Mother's life. I just come on the app and it just like was like, oh, you got kicked out. I was like, what? I'm telling you, man. Oi, they're watching us.
I don't think I should say this. I'm going to say it anyway. I don't care. But you know, when you like think of something in your head and you have that voice in your head and you think of something, what if that voice in your head is like a person playing your... Like, if you think about The Sims, okay? This is a really bad example. Think about The Sims, like how we control people and like we tell them instructions and that. What if somebody is controlling us right now and what we're doing and everything?
So the world's a simulation, basically.
Yeah. You know, right? That's what I was going to get into. You know, I was going to get into it.
If you think of it this way, this is how I see the world. Yeah, There's a difference between conspiracy theory and a hypothesis. A hypothesis is when you have a theory. Conspiracy theory is conspiracy theories when you've got evidence from that. Like, you know what I mean? And what I don't believe. I've just read up on it. Like, what if like our like future beings thousands of years into the future have got that good of technology that they can look back on history and live the lives of history. So what if we're living the lives that are and we're their ancestors, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're looking back on our lives and like our lives are happening. Like what if like when we die we just repeat life, you know what I mean? Like life, if you know what I mean? But it's just like it's our ancestors. It's not our ancestors. We're their ancestors, and thousands of years in the future are looking back on our lives and how the world was back in the day, if you know what I mean?
That would be so cool if we could do
like
that.
Or we're being controlled by the whole fact of like aliens, like a supreme being or something like that is creating life because it's creating like simulation life, if you know what I mean? Like what if we are like a proper like a game like Sims or GTA or something like that, you know what I mean?
Can definitely explain why everything's just really glitching right now. Like, actually,
like it's weird because there's so many things that add up to it, but there's so many things that don't add up for it, if you know what I mean?
Like,
yeah,
because we can't really explain things like fate and everything. What if like fate is just a program or code or?
Like, have you ever had deja vu? Like when you've done something before. What if? Yeah, like
Oi, my internet's glitching out. It keeps on saying that I'm leaving the call in that. It keeps on saying that I'm leaving the call.
I'm telling you, man, they're watching us.
I'm next to a window as well. I'm next to a window. I'm closing the blinds. This is what happens when I film stuff.
Yeah, like.
Oh, the blinds won't close.
Like what? Like I don't know how to like. It's hard to explain. Like when I sit there and think about it, like, I can think about it in my head, but to get the words out over speech is hard. Like the whole theory behind the life is a simulation is I think is like not looked upon enough because it possibly could be real if you think of it.
Right.
Like how good is tech? Like how when like have you ever thought about like when do you remember in life, if you know what I mean? Like why can't we remember life from back when we were like 5 years old?
Because we might have been brainwashed.
I mean, I remember some things, but not all of it.
You remember things, but how do you know that like you haven't only just woken up? Yes, like when you've opened your eyes, you've only just woken up, really. Like, and you're programmed to think that you've done what you did the other day. Like, how do you not know?
That's so weird. That's kind of.
That's another thing I was thinking as well. Because, like, do you know how everyone says, "Oh, science and facts and logic"? Like, how do you know if something's a fact? Like, how do you know if gravity is actually real? Because, like, they say that
it's everything. It's everything we've been like. Gravity is real, but like it's what we've been told.
We've been told this.
But who started telling us all these facts? Like, how do they know their facts? If you know what I mean, you can go back on it so many times. It's one of them. But like, it's just the whole simulation of life thing is so much that you look up into. Like, I've spoken to loads of people that have taken. Like, I'm not before I know this is going on YouTube, so I don't want to get monetized. But like drugs and stuff. Like, I'm not. Let me just state, I'm not condoning taking drugs, but I've spoken to people that. But I'm just saying, like, not promoting it anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Don't take his channel down or whatever it is.
We don't get demonetized. We get demonetized anyways. I can't make money unless I have like 40,000 lifetime views. So keep on saying it. Keep on doing it.
People that I've spoken to, people that have taken drugs, and they've all said the same thing. Like acid is a big drug. Like acid, it's an hallucinogenic. But they've all said that they all see they see codes, they see grids, they see like hidden kind of messages. But no one ever believes them because they just look at it as like they're just seeing things. But what if like drugs are made to make us see the real world for what it actually is? If you know what I mean.
But we'll never know because we think they're bad, so we won't ever take them.
Exactly. But like that's what it is. Like it's one of them. Like I have no problem with anyone that takes drugs because it depends what drugs are. Like heroin and crack and stuff. You've got party drugs and you've got lifestyle drugs.
Yeah.
Your party drugs is your MD, your weed, your acid, your molly, all that lot. But then you've got your lifestyle drugs, which you have heroin, crack, and all that lot. Like, stay away from that stuff. Party drugs are all right if you know what to do and you know how to look after yourself while doing it. But like weed is I don't get why they don't legalize it, because if they taxed it, they could make so much money off legalized marijuana. It is unreal. Like how many people, like how many shops would open up, how many businesses would start, like how much money they can make off people that sell marijuana. But what it is it's too easily produced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The reason why alcohol is legal and weed isn't is because alcohol's a lot harder to produce. Like if you think of it, people would make too much money off selling weed, if you know what I mean. They still do now. That's why it's legal. That's why it's illegal, should I say?
Yeah.
Like no one has ever. I don't care what anyone says. No one has ever died from smoking weed. Never. The more people, alcohol ruins people's life. People get addicted to alcohol.
But that's why they do that. That's why they do that, though, so they can make more money off it. They can make money off addiction.
Exactly. People get addicted from alcohol. People get alcohol poisoning. It ruins families. It changes people. It makes people feel ill the next day. Whereas weed, you don't get addicted to weed. You don't get addicted to smoking weed. It doesn't affect you in any way. Yes, you're smoking in a kind of way, you're inhaling stuff.
Yeah.
But you can also eat it. You know what I mean? So like, there's different ways you can do stuff. But smoking a cigarette does more damage than smoking a spliff. It just does.
Yeah.
But what weed does is it opens up your brain. It makes you question things, if you know what I mean. And
the government doesn't want us to question things.
Yeah, like I don't force it upon everyone, but it's an experience that I suggest people do. You know what I mean? I say if you have a chance to do it, do it. I mean, we all live one life. We all live life. If you know what I mean, life's not long. It's short. Like if you think about it, if you do maths, it's short. Like I did. Like I watched the video and they did like there's like 365 days in a year. Oh, my Wi-Fi keeps saying it's going to cut off.
I know.
Proper getting on nerves. But no, like if you did like the maths up, apparently like we only live like 20,000 days or something like that. Like if you did like 365 times, like an average human lives to the age of like 76 or something like that, or 80. If you do 365 times, let me do the maths now. 365 times 80, comes to 29,000. It comes to 29,000 days. So we only live about 29,000 days, if you know what I mean.
I know.
That is short. If you think of it.
And that's why it's just.
We're talking about life more than conspiracy theories.
I don't know. I don't really prefer planning this podcast. I just like to see how it goes, and that's why I normally tend to come in here with an open mind and just
trust me,
let it all through and everything, because that's where the best conversations start, you know. That's one thing I think about as well, is like if you plan something and if you just go with it, because if you plan something, like if it fails, it's always going to mess you over, and if it goes well, you might not enjoy it that much because you're not this is weird, but you're not inhaling the moment. Okay.
Yeah. Everything's good when it's done out of surprise. If you just do something like, what's it called? I can't remember what its name is, when you just do something random there. Can't remember the name is.
I know that was like with me when I was choosing. This is a really bad example, but when I was choosing my course for college, I was going to do computer science because I thought it was a safe route. I was going to make money through it. I can get a steady career. I can go and make money and provide and just have a nice, calm lifestyle. But in the back of my mind, I've always loved media. I always loved it. And GCSE media was terrible, obviously. It was just so bad. So goddamn bad. So that just tinted my view on it. But then I feel like during NCS, when I was actually filming and recording and making stuff, that passion came back into me, and I just wanted to do media to the point where I felt like this is a really bad. I feel like if my parents hear me saying that, they're going to slap me for saying this. But I feel like my results day was meant for me to do media.
I failed all my GCSEs.
Yeah, that's why. Because when I went to on results day, I literally got dragged into love by my parents because they were like, if you don't get enrolled in, they're literally going to beat you and kill you. Yeah. So, literally went to computer science, and I was telling them this, and they were like, we probably might have to put you on a level 2. And I was like, oh crap, I'm so screwed, I'm going to get killed, honestly murdered. But then, when I was thinking, let's ask about media, the people were like, oh, we'll put you on a level 3 right now, okay? You just got to retake English, that's it. And I was like, what?
I failed English and maths twice. And that's why I generally, I hate it when people say, oh, you need English and maths to be a musician. Like, I fucking don't. You know what I mean?
It's like, you don't need English and maths to live, to be honest.
It sounds so stupid, yeah, but like music, like we need to know how to do is just know what you're doing, if you know what I mean. Like music performance doesn't pay like that much, but like if you know your business side of it, which I'm learning about music business, recording that. Like if you know what you're doing with that, then you can make a lot of money from it. Yeah. But I'm not in music. I'm not in music to do for the money. Like, if you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's just if anyone's out there doing their passion, because let's say if you look at it, like let's say you want to be a footballer. Yeah. Most kids want to do footballer because they know it pays a shit ton of money. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like exactly, which I think is wrong. Like you shouldn't look at it from the money. You should go, this is what makes me happy. This is what makes me like. This is what I want to be doing for a living. I'm going to work extremely hard to make sure I get to this instead. Like, not be funny, but fuck the 9 to 5 thing. Like, it's just I put hand on my heart. I will not be working a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life.
True.
Like, I think people should. I think the whole fact of that's another thing. Like people are looked at as crazy or stupid when they say they don't want to do a 9 to 5, because like to get places in life, you have to take risks in it. You have to be different.
That is literally what I was thinking as well when I was thinking about doing media, because I was like, everyone was thinking that to me as well when I asked them like, oh, do media? I was like, what? Like, where's that's like you're gonna fail? Like literally.
Yeah, that's it. Spontaneously, when you do this spontaneously, it's like I was before I started playing guitar. I started playing guitar like at the age of 10. Yeah. Right, and I was just like I was a fat little kid in this computer club just playing computers, and it got overfilled. And the teacher came and said, they were like, oh, you need to move. Some of you need to move after school clubs because it's getting overfilled in here. And they said to me, I was like, oh, what clubs are they in? They're in guitar club. And I was like, I've always wanted to play guitar. I was like, all right, sign me up for that. I've never picked up a guitar in my life. And I swear to God, it was almost like I was meant to go to that, if you know what I mean. At the age of 10, I started playing guitar. Well. And I picked up, and I started doing that. And I tell you what, music, I've never looked like, I don't know how to say, like, music has helped me in so many ways. It's unreal. Like, if I didn't have music, I would probably be dead by now. Like, I'm not here to say, I've been through so much shit in life, but like music has helped me like emotionally, mentally and stuff like that. I'm so bad at talking about feelings and stuff, but like when it comes to writing music, I can get everything out. Through.
It's like a vocal box. It's an
outlet. Yeah. And when we started the band, like I wasn't originally like looking at life to become like a fucking frontman of a band, but like like in the summer, it was summer last year, and we like finished school and we had nothing to do. I didn't really get on, like me and my drummer like were never mates in school. I thought he was a bit of a weirdo. Like I never got on with the bass player. Like we like if you asked me like last year who do you see yourself chilling with, I thought I'd see myself chilling with all the cool kids. Yeah. But like I finished school and like, I was on PlayStation. They like joined my party randomly. I was like, I started talking. We were like, I was like, how's your summer going? And, like, it was a bit boring. I was like, you lot play instruments. What instruments do you play? And then like Toby was like, I play bass. And Billy was like, I play drums. And I was like, I play guitar. And I was like, And then as a joke, I went, yo, do you want to start a band? And like, they're like, yeah, okay. And then we hired out a practice room and just started practicing. We didn't have a singer. And then I was just like, we need a singer. And I was like, and we were getting like we'd do like kind of like punk, kind of grunge music, like Nirvana. I was like, Kurt Cobain was never a really good singer, but he was like, his voice was unique and that's what made it good. And I was like, fuck it, let me try and do some stuff. Learned about tunings. I tuned my guitar down, and I made the music suit my type of voice, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And at first, I was so quiet. I was so like shy when I started doing my music. But now I'm like, do you know what? Like, I'm in there to put on a show, and it's just like, I'm like, I put so much effort into it. It's unreal. Like, 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty fucked before a gig. To be
honest, though, what I'd say though is like, before I even met you on Instagram, and that, like, I was in town with Megan. And we were just like talking about something, and Megan was like, I know Megan's gonna stop beefing me for saying this, but Megan was like, oh, that's that guy from the band. And I was like, wait, what? And she's like, oh yeah, that's the guy. And I looked around, I saw you, and you were literally jumping up and down. You had so much energy.
Jamming with your speaker. Yeah.
And then, wait, when was this?
I don't remember the day, but like it was a Friday.
But like, I don't know what it is. Like, I just like to be energetic about life, innit? Like, it's about
Megan
energy.
Was like, I was like, let's go talk to him. And Megan's obviously too scared to talk.
Yeah, like,
but yeah.
It was at your gig as well. Like you were there, and I was like, do I say hi or do I just walk away?
On gigs. I go into like normally like obviously I'm gonna keep my voice down because I'm in the next room. Like, normally I'm high or anything like that. But like. I don't really, like, on stage, I can't see anyone, if you know what I mean. All I can see is silhouettes. Because you got the lights in your face and you can't see anything. Like, And like, obviously, I can only see stuff when I walk out into the crowd and stuff. That's when I can see stuff. But like, I don't really pay attention to anyone that's around. I'm just there to like just have a good time. Like that gig. Which one did you come to, Megan?
Your last one. The
last
cookie,
one I did. Yeah, that was pretty mad. But like, it's all about energy. And I just give it as much. But like, that's what it's. Well, we've gone from talking about conspiracy theories from
just
life.
Talking about life.
talking about life and what I do. It's about. But it's just I just see life as like, you shouldn't care about what people think. And like, if people, as such, like other people come up to me and go, "Oh, I think you're right, dickhead." But like, I'm just like, I'm not boring. I'm just like, "Oh, good for you." You know what I mean? Thanks. You know what I mean? How I see it, if people are giving me hate or negative or criticism, I can't say it. Like, criticism. Yeah, they're paying attention to me. You know what I mean?
And they're giving you attention, which can lead to money and stuff.
Exactly, they're giving me attention, and I don't ever like if it's critical, like if they're like, "Oh, I think you're a bit sloppy on guitar," then I'll like look at it and use it as feedback. I go, "Oh, if I'm a bit sloppy, they're obviously watching, so I watch back and I work on how I can be." Or if they're like, if they're just like, "I think you're a dickhead because you slate this other band." I'm not going to mention any names in this YouTube video to see, because they'll get absolutely triggered and they'll start like moaning and getting all the little fan girls and boys to message me. But like, I slate them because like, you know, I don't like what they do. If you know what I mean, it was opinion. It's an opinion that I had on them, and like, I didn't message them personally. I didn't try to start anything. Some girl just basically asked me like, "Oh, do you know blah 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 or such and such?" And I was like, "Oh no, never heard of them." They're like, "Oh, here's a Spotify. Listen." Someone was like, "Do you know what, they're a bit dead." I was like, "I don't think they're a bit shit." She got triggered. She told the band. They all got hyped about it and just got hearty inside. And I thought, if they're going to be absolute dickheads, I'm going to take it to the next step. You know what I mean? Like, this is the thing with me. If you're nice to me, I'll treat you like the absolute. Like how you deserve to be, to respect everything. But if you're a dickhead, I'll up the level of like cuntiness, and I'll just be a right dickhead. I mean, like, that's how it was. Like, we started making T-shirts that said "fuck them" and that, like, and all there. Like, I wore them at T-shirts, slated them, everything. And now they go to my college, and it's just like, I see them in the hallways. And I'm like, fuck. And I'm like I want to do something, but I'm smart enough to know I'm in college. I don't want to get kicked off. And I know I look like a right pussy when it comes to it. Like, I just don't look. I just phase out. You know what I mean? I just put my music on, listen, walk past them. But like, if they're on the street or anything, or if they're not in college and I'm not around college, then that's when you do stuff. But it's like, you know, I mean, just live life. It's all about peace nowadays, man, and just about supporting each other. But like, you know, so like, it's all about energy, man.
Merch,
always do what you want to love.
T-shirt.
do what you love. Don't do what you hate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Loki, I will literally rep any merchandise you guys have. Just send them to me. I'll do a giveaway.
We're trying to figure out merch, but it's like we're trying to like we're looking at prices and stuff, because it's like so expensive to get a certain amount of T-shirts. Like, you have to do it in bulk. Like, you can't order like 5 T-shirts for like £5 each. Like, you have to do like 100 T-shirts for like 50 quid or something like that. And it's like, then you sell about 10 of them, and you've like wasted about loads of money. You know what I mean? Because you still got like 90 of them sat in a box. It's like one of them. So it's just like, we're just
why don't you do like a little box thing at your next gig and like say, "Could you donate some money for us to get merch?" And then that will start you off, and then from there you'll go.
Like, I'm literally at a point where I'll literally buy like a plain white T-shirt and just write the logo Barracuda on.
That's what people are starting doing. Like, we seen some person at the gig. Like, a mate John started off. He wrote Barracuda on his chest. And then we come to the next gig, and I think it was the one that you was at, Meg. Like, some lad had our name written on his chest, and I was like, "That's not John." And he's like, like, "Who's that?" And he's like, "It's just a little thing that people start doing now." Like, it's just, I just love playing music. Like, I don't care how big the crowd is. I get almost like adrenaline, like the adrenaline rush, so uplifting and fueling. It's unreal.
Honestly, that's good. That's good for you, honestly.
Like, if you want to be a YouTuber, be a YouTuber, man. Like, put every single effort into it. Like, I don't know what Meg wants to be when she's older. What do you want to be, Meg, when you're older?
Primary school teacher.
Primary school teacher. Fair enough. If you want to be a primary school teacher, be a primary school teacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a bit different.
it's a bit different, but as long as you're happy doing it, that's the main thing in life. Like, like, even though we believe that life is a simulation, no matter how much we talk and rant about it, we're never going to be able to change it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's just all about, like, you've come this far already. You've already, like, 16, 17.
17.
Like, we're already 17 years into it. Why not just enjoy the next couple 50 years of it, you know what I mean? Like, and just go with the flow. It's better to just go with the flow than fight it, you know what I mean? Because if you fight it, then you start to focus more on the negative side than the positive side of it.
Yeah, true.
That's what I think you should do, you know what I mean? But like for us, like for people like me that are like, music's not the right way to go, you should be a mechanic and stuff, what my parents want me to do. I was just like, fuck off, I'm gonna do music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I have like obviously in my dream route I want to do, like obviously I'm going to YouTube and like presenting and that stuff, but I also have like my safe route as well, if like that does fuck over.
Everyone has a safe route, everyone does. But it's the ones that focus more on their risky route are the ones that make it in life, you know what I mean? Not saying that like you have to have some sort of massive goal where you want to be some massive rock star, like what I want to do. Like you could be anything. Like success isn't all about how many zeros you have in your bank account. It's about what you think is success, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So, for example, if Meg wants to be a primary school teacher, you know what I mean, that's not hard. That's not hard. But but for her, she's going to work harder. You know what I mean. So it's going to be hard for her in a way. And she's going to take risks to become she's going to have to sacrifice so much time and effort to do it. Yeah. And it's like that's the kind of like risks that she's going to take. Like for me, like for us, me and was it Marshall and me, they want to do more of a thing that is more not looked upon as a real job. Is a lot more hard. I mean, we have to like kind of like go against what people think. We have to do it for our own. We can't have other people help us, if you know what I mean. Yeah. But like obviously like other people, like normal safe route for Meg could be like just get a normal 9 to 5 down at Tesco, you know what I mean? That's easier. Like, and I think the safe route for us, like I could just get a normal 9 to 5 down at Tesco and just work at Tesco and be miserable for the rest of my life, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I'd rather be miserable for the first couple of years and just earn a bit of money and keep my head down and do some stuff, and then for the next, and work hard at what I want to do on the side, and then wait for that other thing on the side to blow up and do what I want. You know what I mean? Yeah. But even when we make it, it's still going to be hard. Like how much time it goes into editing a video for a YouTube. I'm guaranteed it takes days or so.
This is going to take ages. We're already past like the 40-minute mark. Honestly.
Oh my god, the last one was like 15 minutes.
I know.
Like I just think like success. I think so many people fantasize about being an overnight success than actually putting hard work into it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's too many.
They see so many people do it now.
So many people.
They see people do it now, so they're...
Exactly, like so many people become overnight. Like these SoundCloud rappers make about 2 songs and bang, they're massive signing by Sony with £80 million in their bank account.
But Ben, you don't really see the back part of them though, because if you look at someone like
exactly
X, like obviously people would think like, oh, he just got like famous because of Drake and like all that stuff, but in reality he's been like doing stuff for ages. And
yeah, it's like what was it? Let's take my biggest inspiration, Nirvana. It's one of my biggest inspirations. Like, I could talk about Nirvana for hours and hours. Yeah, Kurt was like he went through such a hard life, like everything, constantly moving house. His parents kicked him out. He was moving house to house, sleeping on people's sofa. Come to the point where he went under a bridge to try and kill himself. But then his uncle got him a guitar for his birthday, and he learned to play guitar. Then he was playing like to shit crowds and playing music to loads of people, like and it just slowly built up and built up and built up and built up and built up. You know what I mean? Become massive, and he put so much hard work and effort into things. You know what I mean? It's like, so if you take Lil Pump for example, it was this 17-year-old SoundCloud rapper that's made it from nowhere. That kid's been told that he would never make it anywhere in life. You know what I mean? Like. He had nothing, and like he made a few songs, and not even gonna lie, like Gucci Gang, was a catchy song. Like
it was.
It was a catchy
song.
It was really. It was even though it's not what I listen to. Like even though I don't listen to that type of music, or I listen to everything that's music, it was catchy, and that's what we need. You just need to be smart in the music. In life, you just need to be smart. That's what it is. But they still put so much hard work and effort into it. You know what I mean? Like people never see that. People, it takes years and years of hard work to perfect your craft at what you want to do, and it comes to the point where people try for years and don't get any good, and then they quit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas I know that I've got to work. Like I'm not at the best of what I can be in music. Like I'm still learning. I learn every single day. Like I do things. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that chord existed. I didn't know this note existed. I didn't know you could do this on the guitar. I didn't know you could do that with your voice or something. You know what I mean? Like. it's the ones that try hard every day and sacrifice everything and keep going and keep determined through hard times and stuff like that. Is the ones that make it big and successful. So like, it's all about just trying your best and just giving it a shot. Because if you never quit, you never fail.
Do you know what? I want to get this to 60-minute mark, so I want to ask you one last question.
Okay.
Are we all going to do like a drum?
Can we do a conspiracy theory? Because like I feel like we should actually like look around the actual topic of this podcast.
You know XXXTentacion? Do you think
I do.
He's dead or alive?
He is honestly, like, I listened to him before anyone thought he was big. Anyone thought he was good. I was listening to his hard stuff, like, bass booted stuff.
Yeah.
That was the X. I love his new stuff, but like
same.
Like, people, I don't like it. Like,
I don't really prefer. I prefer his old stuff more than his new stuff.
Yeah, but like his new stuff is still mad. But like, do I think he's dead or alive? I don't know. It's one of them. I would like to think he's alive, but I think he's dead.
I think he's dead as well. I think he got killed.
I think he's dead as well.
I think the music, his label killed him off because he was getting too powerful.
He was getting. He was becoming a leader of a big, strong fan base, and that's what they don't like.
Strong fan base, too.
And he wouldn't keep his mouth shut. Like, and I would never dull down my mind for anyone. But like, do you know when you're so big? Like, this is why the government don't care about us speaking about our minds now because we're no one. No one listens to us. We've got a few friends that listen to us, but they don't care because like we're not thousands of fans. Like we like make them think things, and then like they start to question things, and then tell their friends, and their friends tell their friends. You know what I mean? It's a slow thing, but like, do you know when you become big, like and famous, like there's so much dark. Like I want to say, the music industry, for example, is a dark place. It's so dark, it's unreal. Like Cash's producer was raping her every. Kesha was. Kesha's producer raped her, and she went and she tried to. She's not allowed to leave her label because she was signed a contract that said she had to stay for 2 years. So she was recording music like while she was raped by a producer. She had to like be in a room with this guy that raped her several times, do things with this guy that raped her several times. I mean, it's a dark place, but like. If we take XXX, his voice was so powerful and it was so looked upon as like thing. He was like they didn't like what he was saying. Like, do you know when he was talking about like he talked about like the devil and Illuminati and all that. Like, if you look at loads of stuff, like they didn't like what he was saying. They didn't like how he was becoming along, like telling his fan base like if they work hard, they could do whatever they want in life. You know what I mean? And, like their minds are stronger than anyone. Like a few days before he died, he was in his car saying, "If I miraculously get killed or I die, I just want people to realize that. I want to inspire people." That video hit me hard, bro, because I'm like, raw. This guy knew, and I always think he knew somehow that he was going to die.
Yeah. That's what one of the theories are, that he predicted his own death.
He did. He predicted his own death. Like when some fans met him in the motorbike dealership, he was like, they were like, "Oh, can we get a photo?" He was like, "Look, guys, I'm sorry, man. Like, not today." Like, and they were like, "Oh, it's one in time." He's like, they were like, "Oh, it's a one in a lifetime opportunity, man." He was like, "I'm sorry, man. I'm just not feeling it today. Yeah, I feel a bit bad." Like, and then he walks out and bang, gets shot up. Like walks out, bang, gets shot. But what I don't understand is where's the tattoos on his face? Where's the blood when he's got shot?
Yeah, there's no blood, no shattered glass, no bullets.
Yeah, why was he wearing shorts and then wearing trousers, then wearing shorts in the video? Why? It's just so many things don't add up. Like so many things do add up.
What if he's still alive and he's just being tortured by them? Because they're sick. They are sick like that. They will.
Not even being tortured.
Imagine.
What if? Yeah, he wanted to get away from it. And he generally just faked his death because how dark the music industry is. Like, you don't know what they were doing to him behind closed doors. You don't know how they were treating him. Like, sounds weird, but he could have been getting gangbanged by like loads of big black men, and they couldn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Like, and he like it's the same with Elvis. You know, Elvis. Like loads of people say,
I've got that.
Loads of people said that Elvis moved to Scotland because he said if he could ever live anywhere in the world, he would move to Scotland. If you know what I mean, because he loved England. He always wanted to do a massive tour in England, but because his manager was an immigrant, that he didn't find out until a few years ago. Is if his manager left the country, he won't be able to get back in. If you know what I mean. So his manager never let him go to England, and apparently he couldn't like. And because he knew so much stuff about, and he couldn't walk out his own house. This is how bad it was. Like, imagine taking you, yeah. Right? And I know fame's a big thing that I want, and I want to become famous. I want to do all these things, but when it gets to the point where you can't even walk out your own house to go to the shop to get a pint of milk, yeah, like he was constantly in his house all the time. Like the only times he could leave his house was when his security came and picked him up. I mean, it was a lifestyle like he couldn't. He had thousands of people outside his door every day trying to get to him. Imagine that every single day for the rest of your life.
That'd be
like
sad.
not being able to, not even being able to walk into the middle of town without being like mobbed by loads of people. Imagine that. Like how hard it must be. People constantly want to take photos, and because he lived in Las Vegas, and because what I read upon is because he knew a lot about like the Las Vegas mafia. He knew a lot about the drug deals and drug cartels and big drug dealers. I think the police asked him and said, if you give us more information, we'll help you get away and delete and make you look dead. And that's what I think. You know what I mean? I believe that I believe he's dead now, but I believe he didn't die how he died, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
but we would never find out.
He did.
It's the same with Tupac. You know Tupac?
Yeah.
Like, I think he's still alive generally, because a policeman on his deathbed said that Tupac paid him. Tupac paid him £2 million to help him fake his death. Why would someone say that?
Yeah.
Like people say he's living in Cuba. Some people say loads of things, but it's just
But they've just solved it, haven't they? They've just found out what happened.
To what?
Recently. To how he died.
Who?
I don't know the facts.
Tupac.
Yeah, they found out how he was shot.
Yeah, I heard about that, but that still could be anything, no? Just like make people forget about it.
But it's also. Do you know? How was it? XXX. Do you know after when X was pronounced dead, Drake released a song called I'm Upset.
Yeah.
And the lyrics are like
Triple X. No, she got neck.
Triple X is like SMX. Triple X. That's the only time I ever shoot below the neck. Why you keep on shooting if you know he's dead?
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's so dodgy, and like so many lyrics, like if you listen to Look Alive, like he raps about like where from X is from, and like he's like Shelby 1, he's like 901 Shelby Drive, something like Look Alive, and there's like he talks about a red mask and like Soldier Kid, I think his name's Soldier Kid or something like that, put on his Instagram like a few hours before X, or not X died, like a few hours after he died, he said like, oh, we did it, like with like a red mask and stuff, and like people said they seen a person wearing a red mask.
But to be honest though, if you want to go into that, like that's the whole other conspiracy theory as well. But it's not conspiracy, it's true. It's like the whole gang stuff, because Drake is not, if you look at the CCTV footage, he has nothing to do with them. Like, because like you see the people run up on the CCTV footage, but you know what I don't understand is his ex's uncle was in the car, and apparently it was a mugging, but they told ex's uncle to get out the car and run, and like they let him go free. And you see that on the CCTV footage, like he gets out the car and runs, and then like they're shouting him and pointing the gun, and then all of a bang, and then like they're reaching the car, get a bag, and then get in their car and run off. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's all... I think he's dead, but I think he was killed because he knew... I think he knew something. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
I think he knew something. I think they were too afraid of him saying something because how he speaks.
Yeah.
And how free-minded he was. Like, the government talk about, you're allowed to freedom and all that, like free speech. There's no such thing as like free speech in the world, because like if they don't like what you say, you get bang, terminated. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't really want to upload this anymore, so I'm joking.
No, it just is like it's, and I think we all need to like stop living in fear of what if the government find out. Like the government know we're talking about this, they can hear every single thing we're saying. You know what I mean? If the government really wanted to kill us, they would have killed me like weeks ago or years ago when I started thinking about this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they'll only start caring when I start getting a bit bigger and I start talking about this, which I've got to be very careful from. But that's why I put all my opinions into music. Like some of our songs are proper like talk about how we think about the world and a big fuck you to the government. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyways, I think we need to end this podcast here because my battery's on 2% and I think it's going to die right now.
Sorry, everyone. It weren't all about conspiracy theories. More about life choices and stuff like that. But like,
we don't want that.
Yeah. Bless for listening, everyone. Yeah. If you made it this far.
If you guys...
I know, if you got to the end.
If you guys are still here, I do not know how you managed to listen through this, but if you did, well done. Make sure you guys check out Barracuda. They are performing... Do you want to do this? You go do this.
Oh yeah, on October the 27th, this Saturday, it's coming up. Playing at the Vault. It's like £5 on the door to get in, or it's £3. A ticket for my Instagram bio. It's just at WalkersCrisp_. Just go. I'm not saying go follow me or anything. Just click the link in my bio and get a cheap ticket. Yeah, just plug it. Just plug it all there. Just get a ticket if you want to come down, or if you're just around about. Feel free to pay at the door. It's going to be a massive Halloween show. It's going to be massive. People will dress up. There'll be alcohol, all that lot. Live music. It's going to be awesome, and I really recommend people coming along.
This has been You've Been Caught, and You've Been Caught. That was a really good ending.